I'm Susan McGraw. Welcome to the 2017 Garden Walk. We are featuring some of the homes of this year's walk. Of course, the Garden Walk is a tradition here in our community of Garden City. The Garden City Garden Club puts on the walk and features some of the most beautiful gardens, the most beautiful homes in town. I think you are going to love what you see this time around. Always interesting that each year there's a new theme, a new whimsy. Well, we have a variety of options for you to maybe try out in the future, and I think you're going to want to take some notes, take some pictures, freeze that picture on your TV screen, because we have some amazing gardens coming up. Enjoy, and let's get on to our gardens. The beautiful backyard of the home of Don and Jackie McCormick, and very excited to be celebrating all things garden with the 2017 Garden City Garden Club Garden Walk. The sign says so, Jackie. Congratulations. This house was on the Garden Walk 2017. Very excited for you.
Yes, thank you very much.
Yeah.
I love it.
Love it?
Yeah.
What is your favorite part about gardening? What's the one thing that gets you going, that allows you to have the discipline to do what we're going to see in terms of the beauty of this garden?
Well, I think gardening is very relaxing. It's a good way to relieve stress. And I can't say, flowers are just a beautiful thing, and I enjoy it. And I understand the older you get, the more patience you have, so you can garden. Younger people tend not to have the patience, and I enjoy it.
Wonderful. Well, it shows, absolutely. Tell us a little bit about what we're seeing on this portion of the garden. You have, it sort of kind of goes in stages, and we're sort of in the front section right now, and then we'll head to the back behind the garage as well. But right behind us, we have this beautiful, beautiful flowering tree, and then it's just supporting this lovely, lovely hydrangea. Mine never get that big. What's going on there?
I don't know. I guess they just like it here. It's kind of dappled sun, and you know, the tree too. It started off as a very small tree, and now it's very, very huge. It's a Rose of Sharon. I mean, they're easy. And then I've got some very easy plants. You know, cone flowers are easy. The butterfly weed is easy. And most of these are perennials. They come up every year. So good. I try to keep it easy. And then over there is houseplants. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you're one of the people, I was going to say the lucky people, but I should say the talented people that is able to bring your indoor houseplants outside and let them enjoy the real sun of the summer season. Any tips on that for those of us that haven't been very successful doing that in the past?
Yeah. Keep it in the shade. There's some houseplants you cannot put outside. The ones that do go outside seem to like it, but you've got to be very careful of the sun. They just don't like the sun.
Good advice. Some people don't like the sun either, but that's not me. I love the sun. I see that you've got a lot of color, a lot of variety in terms of your styles and sizes of your flowers and things. Did you map all this stuff out before you got started, or is it always sort of a work in progress?
Work in progress. This is an herb garden, and there's a few, I guess those are phlox, garden phlox, but there's sage, and there's this is a fennel, which the butterflies love. I also take care of some butterflies and hatch them out. And this is an herb. This is I forget what it's called. I guess it's a...
Is it rosemary?
No, but it's similar. I've got some rosemary here. And
okay, I thought I saw some. Okay, nice. So do you use your herbs, or you do?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I cook with my herbs. Good. I dry some of them. There's the easy ones. Herbs like hot, dry weather, so
right.
Michigan isn't hot and dry.
No, it's not. It's hot right now. It's not that dry. Well, let's keep walking, and let's look at what you've got behind this garage. And I think our listeners are going to, if they've ever driven by Elmwood Street, I think that's the garden club, garden house. They're going to be, if they were to come back here, what you're going to see in a minute, it's like, oh my gosh, that's a great treasure. So let's walk back and check it out. Okay, great. Well, Jackie, this really is a hidden treasure. You must come back here a lot and enjoy the fruit of your labor. Yes, I hope.
Yes. if I can sit long enough, but I'm always seeing something to do. If there isn't a weed or something, so I'm not one to sit very much, but I do like to come back here in the evening and sit up on the deck.
Yeah.
But
Well, the peacefulness of the pond that you've got babbling back here, I actually see some fish in there. How hard is it to maintain that, and what's that all about?
it's a small pond, so it does take a little bit of work. The bigger the pond, they say, the easier it is.
Oh.
And I don't have any pets, so I've got a couple koi in there. When the heron, the blue heron, will leave it alone. The string around there is to keep the heron out. The little balls in there, or the little, that's for the raccoons to play with, so they'll leave my plants and my fish alone, so they've got something to play with to keep their mind off the rest of the stuff.
I have never heard that before. How did you learn all this stuff?
I listen.
Apparently I don't.
Yeah.
Okay, no, that's good.
Yeah.
I love it, learning something new. You have some natural grasses, I see. You have actually a little bit of grass for cutting the lawn. That must be a little challenging, maneuvering through.
That's my husband's job. He takes care of the grass. Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
He
we'll let
does.
Don handle that, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Well, let's keep walking. It looks like we come back here to a very serene spot. I'd love to bring you over to the swing area. Yeah, can we sit down for a minute? What's one of the advantages of being a member of the garden club, so that people that are watching that have thought, I could do this, but I'm a little bit scared. I don't know what I'm doing too much.
It's not really about doing something or having something magnificent or something. It's anybody that loves gardening. Anybody, you have something in common with these people, and it's enjoyable. I've met some very nice people in the garden club, and the similar loves, so
Good.
yeah, I love meeting with them, and it's easy, and you learn something. You're never too old to learn something, that's for sure.
That's true.
So
Good,
yeah.
good. Well, I could sit here all day, and I'm sure you could too, but we've got more garden to see. So let's head back up. This is beautiful. I like the way you've incorporated the different vines and
This is a
the greens.
grapevine.
Nice.
You can see the grapes. If the raccoons haven't taken it.
Okay.
Yeah, they may have. No, see, there's some green.
Oh yeah, I see them back there.
Yeah.
They almost, I hate to say this, they almost look fake. Isn't that amazing? They look so perfect hanging there. They almost look like they're wax or plastic, but they're not, right?
No.
Okay.
But they are very, very green.
Yeah, they're beautiful. Well, let's keep walking. I saw a tomato plant up the way there. I think, some more right here. So what have you got?
I've got
Here, I'll
some
swing you
basil,
around the side here.
Basil, tomatoes. These are the miniature yellow tomatoes. Some bigger tomatoes. I like rhubarb pie. So that's it.
Yeah.
The garden club wanted us to put in vegetables. They've got a little thing going, eat your yard, lawn, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not a big vegetable grower, so to appease my fellow members, I put in some tomatoes.
Nice.
I like flowers.
Well, let's keep going this way because I see more flowers over here, which, wow, look at this. So
These are dahlias.
these are very, very tall.
They're dahlias. I don't know. They think they're on steroids this year. I don't know. And this bunch is my overflow.
Oh, okay.
I've got a lot of them, and I'll give them away to whoever wants any.
I was going to ask you about that. I know some of the garden club members tend to share, like, oh, I like that. Oh, I'll have some of that. Oh, I'll try.
Right.
And what a nice way to sort of spread that love, huh? That
Right.
love of gardening.
Right. Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and I've got the hydrangeas just grow so well.
Yeah.
I've got a wet backyard, so you see I've got raised beds. Otherwise, they die.
Okay. Some people have the opposite problem, but this is a good problem to have, you think?
A wet
The
yard?
wet yard, yeah. Not for you, huh? No? Okay.
They've got clay. It's clay underneath.
Oh, okay.
And I've got 40 yards of fill here. My
Okay.
husband gave me 40 yards of dirt, a shovel, and a wheelbarrow one year for my birthday. Isn't that sweet?
He's a romantic, huh? Well, on that note, let's have some wine, shall we? Come on over here. This is unbelievably cool, and we're going to scoot down under and come on in, Jackie. And this is Jackie's wine area. What'd you get the inspiration to do this
I lived
from?
in Texas for many years, and in the South they have what they call a bottle tree. And that started, years and years ago down there, and I always liked them. And when I moved here, I said, well, we'll put up a bottle tree. My husband says, where? So he's the one that came up with the idea of putting it in the grape arbor. See, there's grapes up there too. So, but the bottles are all empty. I don't know why. Somebody drank that wine.
This is where the parties happen, way back here, everybody. No, I'm kidding. That's right. That's right. Employees only, right? It says employee entrance only. Stop. Oh yeah, you got it all covered. Well, this is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful yard. Thank you so much. Congratulations on being in the walk. Continued success. I'm sure you'll continue to learn new things and grow more and help make our community even prettier.
And if you need some hydrangeas, just come on over. I've got plenty of hydrangeas.
Very good. Watch what you offer there.
Thank you, Susan.
My pleasure. We've got more beautiful gardens on the way, but wow, this one's certainly deserving of being in the garden walk here in 2017. Stay with us. We're at the beautiful garden of Walt and Sue Pickla on Dover Street as we're celebrating the most enchanting gardens of 2017. And this garden has a little bit of a different twist that I can't wait to have Sue tell you about a little bit. First of all, Sue, congratulations on being in the garden walk.
Thank you very much.
How'd you feel when you found out that this was going to be featured this year?
I was worried because I didn't think I was ready. And Stacy from Lucky Dog said, "It's ready, you're fine, just do it." And I'm like, okay. And then I got
here we are.
Yeah, and here we are. Thankfully, I was already putting a lot of stuff in anyway. Probably the last few trips getting plants was probably not planned. Actually, I can tell you it wasn't planned, but I put a lot of work in plants and stuff this year. So yeah.
Well, you have a beautiful garden to show for it and really, really unusual stuff. So let's take a look. Behind us right here, we have all sorts of different types of glassware, and you have made art of this. It's just spectacular. We're going to see that theme throughout the garden. So we can walk a little bit and talk, but tell us a little bit about what's so special about this that intrigues you to want to be into it.
Well, it just happened, I saw it on some online, and I just kind of got an idea. I'm going to make, first I started with the plate flowers. And the way I am, I can't craft one or two. I end up with a ton, and then everybody ends up with them. But so you go to the store, you just kind of see what you like, and you never know what's going to go together. So, and then the towers kind of happened. I started those on July 4th, actually, and I ended up with this many.
Wow, you're fast at what you do too. Very good.
It's fun. It's addicting, but. Then now I have to do something with it.
Right. That's the hard part.
Right.
So as we move forward, the bottles seems to be a little bit of a theme this year. I don't know if we Garden City people have just been really into our wine this year or what. I don't know, but it's pretty cool though. Yeah, tell us a little bit about this.
I've always loved bottle trees, and I saw this one at the Novi Expo Center or whatever what's it called now. But I saw it there, and it was just different. I like this, the spiral about it, and the bottle just doesn't, just sit on there. My problem is I don't drink wine that come in blue bottles, and I need people to get me some blue bottles.
Very good. There's a shout out right there. Well, let's keep walking. And I have to say, and I've seen an awful lot of garden art, but the basket or the watering can with the little shimmery crystals coming down, I've never seen that before. That is the coolest thing. Did you come up with that idea?
Well, again, I saw it online, but that's my version of it, and so I put one together. I had a really hard time finding a watering can with the top that comes off, but once I finally found one, I was like, hooray!
Yeah, no, it's beautiful, really nice. We're going to see touches of Sue throughout here, aren't we?
Yes.
So let's talk a little bit about your inspiration as we make our way to the back, and oh my goodness, we're going to see some really neat treasures. This is the kind of garden where you look at any little different spot and you're going to see something very unique, very different, and that's because you made it with your loving hands, yes?
Right, I mean, a lot of it was plants that I like. I see something I like, I buy it. if it's gonna go in the right area. My husband was really into the butterfly garden, so I wanted to make sure that the stuff what we bought would attract them, and hummingbirds too. So that's kind of how I would buy things. Buy different. I like the different leaves. I like the different colors. So yeah.
Some of your plants are a little smaller than others. Are you changing things up a lot?
Well, a lot of the newer I planted between the gardens, the fairy gardens, the pots and stuff that I've planted. I planted 210 plants this year. People think I'm crazy, and I will agree. But it's fun. I just want to fill the gardens up, so I don't have to do a whole lot every year. Yeah. But a lot of the smaller stuff is new. Mainly the bigger stuff is, a year or two or possibly 3. So, yeah.
Most of what I'm seeing would be in the perennial family. So, so it's going to keep coming back, which is always nice. And then you sort of accent it with some of your hanging baskets and things to bring the color, I'm guessing?
Yeah, need to get some color in here. And, I love my little fairy gardens and, just little tchotchkes wherever. I love all the different fun stuff.
This home, and as we're walking through, and we'll talk a little more about your fairy garden in the front, but this home belonged to your parents, so you grew up here as well? Okay, we can keep walking. So what's it like, and I can speak firsthand too, but what's your perspective of living in the house that you grew up in, maybe raising your family in your childhood home?
Yeah, I loved being here. I loved the neighborhood. I loved the neighbors. I didn't like the idea of not being able to go home again. Once Mom and Dad moved away and went to, they moved up north, and they did come back down, but I just didn't, I wanted to always be able to go home. I actually never had planned on staying forever, but we ain't going anywhere.
Join the club there. Yeah, very nice. As we look through and we're enjoying some of the contained areas, I see that you kind of separate stuff a little bit, which is nice. Like with the metal and just to kind of keep it under control, I'm guessing. Is it easier when you plant things and you kind of keep them in their own little spot so that they're not all working together in the bad way?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, and I just like, it's like, okay, I got a little area, but I'm not going to put another plant in there. I just want to, but it needs something, so I just want to stick something in stick something there, and just bring more color in. Yeah, nice. I love it.
Speaking of color, the birds in town can pick which hotel they want to stay at every night. What's the deal with this? This is pretty cool.
My husband built this. He's got bat houses and butterfly houses and the purple martin and the bird houses and everything. Whether there's purple martins up there, I have no idea, but I just know that all the bird houses in the yard are occupied. Wow. So they love it, and the cats love it from the window too.
Smart keeping them up like that. Okay, good. We see lawn art as we move forward, and in a little bit, I know we're going to take a look at some of, again, the beautiful things that you're doing with the dishware. But I love how you tend to incorporate some of the similar colors with the art as it relates to what's flowering. Right. That's really neat. So that way it doesn't pop out too much, but you look and you finally, it's like your eyes catch it, and it's like, oh, that's so neat.
Yeah,
so
almost every time you go in, you'll see, if you were to come in, different times, you're going to see something different. You just can't see it all the time. But then my daughter and my sister comes in. Okay, that's new. That's new. So they, but hey, I can't help it.
Yeah, very good. Let's talk about the art now. When I see this, I think to myself, oh my goodness, why didn't I think of doing something like this? Right. But it's one of those things that until you actually see the end result of the product, you think there's no way this would look good. But oh my goodness, this is really cool. What's going on with this stuff too?
Well, again, I just thought I would, I thought they were really neat. I wanted to do a couple for myself, and I don't craft one or two. I craft a lot of things at one time. But you go to the store, you pick something out. It might not necessarily go together, or so you just don't know what you're going to have. And I just sit down and put together what I can, and got my husband involved because he did the stands and the stuff in the back, but I did everything else. So it was fun. It was fun, and it was hard to choose what I was going to keep for myself. It was there's still a few that I look at and go, but I don't want to have 10,000 of them back here. I just So I will try to sell some. If I do sell any, I told Stacy that I would give Garden Club part of the proceeds, and then I'll probably give them away as gifts.
Nice.
you know. So that
Very
works
good.
for me.
I just had a really big birthday, but it wasn't that long ago, so I'm just putting in my plug there right
There
now.
you
No,
go,
very,
there you go.
very nice. You obviously bring that type of stuff in for the winter season, yes,
Yeah,
to
yeah.
store.
Yeah, I mean, this is the first time I've ever done these, and worked with this kind of stuff. So it was all hopefully an experiment that would work. I did a lot of research online to see who did what and how with what, but it seems to be holding up. So yeah, it'll come in the house obviously for all of my little garden art comes in. So
Briefly, the fairy garden process. I've heard people say, I've always wanted to do a fairy garden, but I just don't know where to begin. Where did you begin?
I found this little wooden house with a tin, I don't know if it's tin or whatever, little roof at an antique store up north for $8, and that was my first piece. So and I keep telling my husband he needs to make some more because the top is starting to rust. Well, it is rusted, but it's starting to go bad. But I've just expanded. I just had a really good time with it, and just, I'm always looking for new pieces or, something that might work, different lights that'll light up in this, at night, and it's just fun.
So your fairy garden, like all fairy gardens, does have some magical properties, as I understand. Yeah.
Of course. Yeah, it's fun. Actually, my little one over here that I planted, that one is a new one, just a small one. It actually has a strawberry on the plant. So, and I didn't realize. I just thought maybe it was an ornamental something or other, and but it's got a strawberry on it. Wow. So
Telling you, powerful stuff. Very cool. Well, Sue, thank you for letting us come back and enjoy your garden. Congratulations again. Keep up
you.
the good work,
Thank
and
you.
we look forward to seeing and hearing more great things about you and your garden.
Well, maybe sometime down the line it'll be in again, and it'll be probably different. So.
That makes it fun.
Yes, for sure.
Good. Okay. Well, thanks again, and to Walt too. I'm sure he puts in his share of work.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's good for that. He likes, he likes the gardening. He just doesn't always have a lot of time, but he definitely helps out a lot.
Well, it shows a lot of love and care into this garden, and we hope you're enjoying it as well. We've got more to come. Stay with us. Welcome back to our wonderful 2017 garden walk featuring some magnificent homes, and certainly this one has just a very interesting place, I think, in the walk. I've never seen anything like this series of gardens, and we are enjoying just a beautiful day, so let's get into it. Lou and Joanne Goman, thank you for being with us and allowing us this opportunity to enjoy your home, and congratulations on being in the garden walk this year.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I know this is not something that comes easily. It might come out of love and interest and excitement, but what you've done here cannot be a simple task. So you want to start with some history? How did this whole beautiful yard and this love for gardening get going?
Well, we've always wanted to have a tiki bar in a yard that was just our little paradise on Dawson. And then I went on Craigslist and found people giving away their decks. You take apart board for board, you bring it here, and just between my wife Joanne and I, just put our ideas together, build a tiki bar, go online and find other little projects and things, and one thing led to another, and of course my wonderful wife, she has some great ideas, and we put our heads together, and we love it. We love Garden City and everything that goes on around here.
He's been here 25 years. We've been married 9 years of that. Yeah.
Well, I like what he says, especially about you. That's wonderful. That's the way it's supposed to be. Fantastic.
That's right.
So the love is certainly obvious. The attention to detail is amazing. As I'm looking, I have the pleasure of kind of looking at this from a variety of angles, and you spare no area without some really neat detail to make this look this really is a tiki bar, for crying out
Yes,
loud.
it
This is
is.
amazing. What do you enjoy doing here? Do you actually kind of have company sit around? Okay,
Family
okay.
gatherings and entertainment, and we don't do a lot of parties. We don't do drunks. We kick them in the street if we do, But we just love what we have, and we come out here in the morning, have our morning coffee, or our lunch or brunch, and sometimes dinner out here, and our Pandora music, and just enjoy our yard and each other and our family, and that's what it's all about.
Well, I think most people would see a project like this, and this is only one of many in this lovely, lovely home, and they would say, "Oh yeah, no, I can't do it. Can't do it. Don't know what I'm doing enough to be able to do this." So I was going to say there's got to be a little bit of experience there, but you think if with the right discipline, anybody could do this?
We all have it in us. We all have some kind of knowledge of experience in something that's just born in us, and anybody can do it.
I was laughing with people coming through the yard the other day, telling them that I'm the architect and he's the builder. I asked him to do something and he built it.
Yeah. Oh, that's wonderful. Match made in heaven, huh?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, that's fantastic. Well, let's walk through a little bit and see.
I'd like to say how he carved this out of a piece of wood
Oh my goodness.
himself.
Look at that. That is just unbelievable. The detail here is fantastic.
You see the
Goodness.
caricature? The caricature on top of the right here.
Yeah, love it. Oh my goodness, we've got to get some footage of that. That is fantastic. We actually have Lou and Joanne right there, built into the bar. Fantastic. And we can't forget little Blake here. Blake is our mascot, I guess, right? Our garden mascot. So as we go through what is a very large backyard, not all of us have the luxury of a beautiful yard, but size yard especially. But you really, there's a nice flow going on here. So you have your yard and your space, and you even said there was a wedding here not that long ago.
Wedding reception
Yeah.
here, yes.
Okay. Very
Yep.
good.
My
And you
stepson.
How many people?
240 plus.
Oh my goodness.
Yep.
240 plus people in the yard. That's amazing. I could probably fit 6 in my yard, but that's okay. This is amazing. So
I like to do a lot of recycling. Like he did a house and took the light fixture out there, and we turned it upside down, and I made a lot of Pinterest. Yeah.
She puts her wonderful ideas into it, and we just do it.
fantastic. As we walk forward, I see that in your garden beds, you have a lot of greenery, of course. Most of your flowers, at least in this area, are in pots and things. Probably a little easier to maintain that way, yes? Okay.
Yes.
Good.
Interchange them. But I'm getting to needing perennials more now.
Okay.
Less work.
Yeah, we've heard
This
that.
year the wedding was navy and coral, so I tried to find all the coral flowers that they had to match this year.
That's fantastic. So as we keep looking forward, and we're going to definitely take a look at your beautiful front yard as well, why don't we cross over, and I see some repurposed tires here as well as some other really cool stuff. There we go.
This here we made for my son's wedding. It was a card box actually, knowing that it was going to be my yard ornament as well. But we put a slit in the top of it, and I put a sign on there that said cards, and they dropped the cards down there, and I had a laundry basket inside there. So when they left, they just took the laundry basket and left. And I had the arch decorated over there in the doorway for them to walk through the whole wedding party.
You said navy and coral, so that's where the coral comes
Yeah,
in.
there's navy on there. Beautiful. Yeah. And so after the wedding, then this is where I put it. Yeah.
And what a nice
And
memory to
built this
keep,
all.
too.
Lou built all this.
Those are the tires off my son's truck. He went and got new ones, so between the two of us, we put them together and went from there.
What a great idea. What creative ideas. This is amazing. As we keep looking forward, I hear in the distance a babbling brooky kind of a sound. So we love when we get to incorporate some moving water into our gardens. What's the inspiration for this piece that we're going to see in a minute?
I've been collecting rocks for over 20 years, and I knew that someday I wanted a fountain. So all the wood around it came from the decks they tore apart, and then the pool liner that when our pool went down, we lined it in, put water in, and just made a fountain, and we love it.
Let's come over and take a look at it. I see the hibiscus there to kind of keep it tropical, right? Keep the feel. Oh, fantastic.
Coral as well.
Coral as well. Oh, yeah, there you go. We've got our frogs, and oh my goodness, this is just fantastic. I'm guessing Blake maybe likes the sound of that area too?
Yeah.
I think so. Blake seems to like everything, huh? What a sweetheart.
He's a good dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice. Well, this is amazing. I see you do have some spotlights kind of here and there, so at night, do you get to
sit up.
enjoy that?
Yes.
Good. Very nice, very nice. Your yard goes a nice way back, and street to street, that's fantastic. But my eyes go right to this beautiful nautical area.
I have
So
to
tell
say
us,
that
yeah.
The girl next door is an artist, and she painted this.
Oh my goodness.
But Lou can tell you where all the other nautical things
Okay.
he recycled from.
What's the inspiration for this theme here in the yard?
I've always loved boats as a kid and sailing, stuff like that. But I have a friend that his father lived in Taylor, and unfortunately went into a senior home and couldn't take care of the home anymore. So I went over and done some repairs, and returned labor-wise. I said I want all the nautical stuff out of the yard. So brought it here, redid it, set it back up, asked the neighbor guy, his daughter, to paint the mural on the fence. And
Well, the man you got this from, he was a captain on a boat or something back?
yes,
Okay.
midshipman in Michigan.
So this is real stuff. This is right. Let's walk over to it. I see
Real McCoy.
the anchors and the wow.
These are the steamboat wheels and the buoys and anchors. And yeah.
And I'm guessing it took both of you to lift that rock, right, to get it into the.
Yeah,
I'm
really.
kidding. I know. It looks really
It looks
neat,
good.
though. It
Yeah.
looks so
I
good.
fool the grandkids. Sometimes I'll pick it up and say, watch Grandpa how strong he is.
That's right.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it. Great. Well, let's walk forward. The other thing I like about your yard is that it's not only designed to look beautiful, but you have so many nice little nooks, little areas for people to sit and enjoy, just to sit back here and enjoy the outdoors. So you've got the wrought iron seating area over there. You have the multiple decks, and this another little bit of a kind of a tiki area with there's actually a fan, an outdoor fan. That's incredible.
Got to stay cool, you know. Even though we are cool, I mean.
Well, you're very
Here
cool.
was originally a pool. When I met him,
Okay.
we took the pool down, and that deck there was up, how many inches? 30 inches, and I asked him, could he lower it to make it match the rest of it?
I see.
And he built it so he could lower it. So he lowered it a couple years ago.
As we move forward, one thing that I've always wanted in a yard is a gazebo, and we're going to see yours. I love the deck idea coming from the pool. That is just the coolest thing. Keeps those memories going. But this gazebo is spectacular because I think sometimes people say like, I can't fit a whole gazebo. Certainly you can, but you've
Well, this
chosen
has
to
a
go a
history to
half
it.
gazebo. Yeah. What's the history?
Their neighbor across the street, before they moved, their yard was all overgrown and had vines on it, and they were going to just take a machine and smash it down. So I said, I'll take it. So I cut the post, jacked it up on a trailer, brought it over here and restored it.
Wow.
Yeah.
There you go. And that's really kind of a part of sort of keeping the energy going in different pieces, right? Not only the flowers and the plants, but the woodwork as well. So it might not serve a purpose for one person, but you find a way to repurpose it, keeps it out of the landfills, for crying out loud.
That's right.
It looks beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
A little bit of paint, huh?
Yeah.
A little bit of paint and some
A lot of
nails and
hard work,
stuff.
but labor of love.
Oh,
Yeah.
wonderful, wonderful. Well, we want to definitely get into the front yard because it is also truly lovely. And so, Joanne and Lou, what a lovely yard. We're enjoying your front yard now, which is equally as lovely. I love the way you have organization in your garden. Some people that aren't too fond of like the kind of sort of that English kind of go everywhere kind of garden would just absolutely love the way that this is contained yet natural looking. So do you have a sort of a garden philosophy, the two of you, or easier to deal with that way maybe?
I am very symmetrical. I'm not a hodgepodger. I can't hodgepodge. It's got to be symmetrical or I'm just not. That's just
You
how
can't
I
sleep
am.
at night, right?
No,
Yeah.
I can't. Yeah.
Very good. Well, it shows, but it looks artistic and it looks beautiful.
And again, this year was the first time I put begonias in here, and that was because it's more of everything. The other one was hodgepodge of like that plant over there, and this year I put it all together. But again, on Pinterest, I seen wheelbarrows, and I told Lou that I wanted wheelbarrows. He went online and he found me some old wheelbarrows, and I painted them because I usually put purple and yellow in the front yard, and I painted them, and that's.
Did all the planting of the flowers and the ideas and decorations. She's amazing. I'm truly blessed to be married to her.
This is wonderful. This is Paradise on Dawson, isn't it? Did I just make that up? Of course I didn't. I took it from that beautiful plaque back there. I can't take the credit, but it clearly represents, I think, the energy that we're feeling today. But where did the name come from? How did that come to be?
Well, when I first got married to Lou and my family seen the beautiful home that I moved into, my brother-in-law always asks me, what do you call your house? And he always has to put a name to a cabin, a house, you know, where. And I said, I don't know. To me, it's Paradise on Dawson. And he routed me the sign, Paradise on Dawson.
There you go. It's
Yeah.
official, right?
Absolutely.
Wonderful. Well, thanks to both of you so much for letting us take a look at your paradise here on Dawson in Garden City. Lovely, lovely home. Congratulations. And Blake, keep up the good work. I know he does all the work, right? Actually, I'm teasing, but he brings all the love in addition to what we're feeling. So,
Good dog.
yeah. Well, thank you again so much, both of you, and all the best to you.
We enjoyed it. Thank you.
We've got so much more coming your way, but oh my goodness, this is fantastic. I love the variety of the gardens we're seeing at this year's Garden Walk, and there's more to come. We're at the home of Bob and Doris, and some beautiful stories to tell about some lovely, lovely garden work here. Thanks to both of you for letting us pop into your yard, and congratulations on being in the Garden Walk. We're going to start by just looking at what you've got to showcase, and always interested in little tips that our future gardeners or present gardeners can learn from. So, Doris, what are we looking at right now?
These are dinner plate dahlias. And I've had problems in the past with the bunny rabbits and the squirrels, which we feed, chewing on my plants. So I have done cages and wraps and what have you. And for a long time I used chicken wire, but it's picky. So he decided he'd put something on there that's not as picky, and it does look a little nicer.
Yeah, it sure does. Looks very
But
nice.
they should be blooming in about a week. I've got buds on 3 of them.
I noticed you have the metal
Oh, he did that.
area there. How'd you come up with that idea? That's really cool.
I was a street metal worker, retired, and the company I was running is still in business, and I just go back there and tell them what I want.
See, when we first moved here, I wanted a deck coming down to a patio, and he goes, no, everybody's got one of them. So he put the patio in, and we just sort of changed things around. I used to have the tall yellow daylilies here, and I put short ones in because the tall ones look better out there, and they got in the way up here. Along here, I have border dahlias around all the flower beds. Herb garden. We were at a garage sale and found that lobster pot, and he turned it into a planter so I could put my herb garden in it. I'm sorry you missed the Shasta daisies. When I wanted to put Shasta daisies in about 12, 14 years ago, I could not find them at any nursery anywhere. So these came from seeds.
Wow.
And they get so tall, I put peony cages on them to keep them from falling over.
That's incredible. Very, very nice. A little story about these, the garden blocks, the patio blocks?
The patio blocks. The company, one of the companies he worked with, did the roof at Chrysler World headquarters out in Auburn Hills, and these were left over, and he bought them very inexpensively and had them delivered. So he's put together the patio. We used to have like one of those little temporary with a cloth cover on it, and we had to replace it every couple years. Every time we had a windstorm, it would rip the stuff and what have you. So we were in Phoenix, Arizona on our way to Hawaii, and we went to the Desert Botanical Garden, and they had a setup where they had a screen they could put over their new plants. And he goes, take pictures. I really like that idea. Maybe I can adapt it somehow. Yeah. So he did. And it self-stores for the winter. He went and had the canvases made, and they've been perfect. Wow. They've just really been perfect. And because I like to have the fuchsias, and they need not so much bright sunshine, he put the screens up above so that they get semi-shade.
Yeah, just what they need.
Yeah,
Very
this is
good.
what they need.
Well, let's look at just an expansive yard here. Goodness gracious. How much would...
Half acre.
Half acre. Okay, very nice.
Everybody, this is not a specimen garden. This is like a park. This is not a specimen garden.
Wow, no kidding.
And the reason the trumpet vine is here is when he remodeled the front porch, we put the trumpet vine at the end, thinking, well, that would look really pretty, right? Well, it never did bloom there, but it was in the gutter, in the siding, in the roofing, and he said, gotta go. So he put together this little area here, took our old patio thing, reused it to make the arbor, and put the trumpet vine there. And this is the second year that it has really bloomed. And if you go around to the back, it is absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
It's fantastic. I like how you have little pops of little gardens as
Right.
you move
Well,
through.
this one over here where the daylilies are, it started out as just the bird bath on a patio stone. And I said, you know, we could put a flower bed there. And he goes, let me lay it out.
I'm seeing the wagon wheels, the yellow wagon wheels in the back. Is there a story behind those?
Well, we were out in the Irish Hills one day, and we went by this antique store, and he said, oh, I really like those. So puts them in the back of the truck and brings them home. And I really have to apologize for the ferns. Normally, they are this tall,
Oh, really tall.
really tall,
Yeah.
and really, really thick. But I think the winter we had just did a number on them, because they're really not they're not even half of what they usually are.
Well, granted, they're not as tall as the cactus, but they're still pretty tall.
And that, he saw something similar in somebody's yard, and he thought, oh, that's totally cool. So we used to have, in where the daylilies are, we used to have a little copper thing that spun to water the plants. He didn't really like it that much. So he put a lighthouse in, because I happen to like lighthouses. And if you look really close, when we hook the hose to it, it waters the plants.
We thank you so much for letting us look at your beautiful garden today. Congratulations on being in the Garden Walk
Thank
this
you.
year. Pleasure.
Thank you.
Pamela, we're in your eclectic backyard, and tell us what we're standing in front of.
This is originally was a chicken coop. The original owner had chickens in Garden City, and when they were trying to get people to move from Detroit to the suburbs, they built these model homes, and they all had gardens, they had fruit trees, and you were allowed to have chickens. So that's what it is.
How long ago has it been since there have been actual live chickens in there?
I don't know. We've been here 30 years, and I don't think the people we bought it from had chickens, but the house is 81 years old, so it's hard to say.
So maybe some chicken sandwiches or chicken McNuggets. How's that?
chicken nuggets,
yeah,
that's
okay.
right.
Well, let's go take a look inside, okay? The one thing that I noticed as we're walking over, Pamela, is you have greenery in just about every area of your yard that you can. I see the ivy, I see all sorts of different things, and it's just decorated so classic and so vintage yet modern and beautiful. Can we actually go ahead on in?
Yes,
All right,
please-
I'll let you
please
lead the
do.
way.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, this is so nice. Look at this. Okay, we'll wait for the guys to come in.
Okay.
I could live in here. This is incredible. Tell us about the decor.
Well, I kind of like the shabby chic. I like antiques and try to keep in keeping with the home, but not overdo it. So when my children were little, we used to eat out here quite a bit. And, it's kind of a fun little playhouse.
Very nice. And it really offsets sort of the English style of the garden that you've got going on, just the sort of winding pathways and things.
Thank you.
Yeah, very nice. It's beautiful. Maybe later we can have a tea party or something.
Sure.
Okay, good.
I'm always ready for a tea party.
Wonderful. Well, let's check out more of the gardens.
Okay,
Please
very
go
good.
ahead. Wow. So you have certainly some bed areas that are specific to different types of plants. I'm looking behind us. Why don't we walk back here? I'm looking behind us and I'm seeing lots of bigger things. So do you have like a certain style that you focus on in different locations or what?
A lot of shade, so not a lot of flowers do well. So that's why there's a lot of greenery. The hostas do great. Plus, pigs don't eat hostas. So that's why I have a water can garden over there because, you know, he likes to eat things. So, but yeah, I'm kind of the English cottage style, I think, is what. Thank
And
you.
then anything that you've got that's sort of vining, it looks like you've got it contained, so there's things to climb on.
Right.
That's a good
Right.
tip, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Oh yeah. You need things to climb on, otherwise they take over everything. So I try to keep the viney stuff contained.
You've said we can walk over to this area. You've said that you've lived here for about 30 years.
30
What
years.
was the garden like when you
There was a
got
lot
the
of
home?
ground cover, but most of this I've put in myself. There were some hostas, lots of trees, you know. So. Thank you.
We have a big size lot. Lots of the homes on the walk this year are really good sized lots. And it's nice to be able to kind of sprawl and do a variety of things. I've seen a lot of ferns this year too. Is it
Right.
because they're just so easy or what?
I can grow them great. That's why, you know, if you have a lot of shade, ferns are great. They give, you know, they definitely do well in Michigan.
We're going to walk back, and I think the other little gem of this
Yes.
this backyard, which is filled with so many little secrets here and there. We've got birdhouses. We've got just a little bit of everything coming through. But I want to focus on the backyard area here, and we have what looks to be a beautiful greenhouse, and looks like a functional greenhouse too.
It is a pretty functional greenhouse. It's not completely contained, so you can't get stuff, you know, growing too early, but it's completely built out of repurposed things. We took down the boys' play fort from when they were little and repurposed all the 4x4s. You look in the top of the greenhouse, you'll see where the hooks are, where that board was part of the swing set. The windows I've collected all over the place for a couple summers to, you know, to have enough. Some from Detroit all the way out to Ann Arbor. So,
Nice. Can we go inside?
Sure,
Let's
please.
do it. Okay, I'll let you lead the way again. Oh, this is fantastic. Okay, we're heading into the beautiful, beautiful greenhouse. And yeah, we have all sorts of things that we would expect to see in a
Right.
traditional greenhouse.
That's right.
You've actually got a little cherub up there too, I see. Is there a story behind him?
no, I just liked it.
Nice.
Got my little teacups hanging up there, just to give a little.
Beautiful.
Thank
Anything
you.
you want to point out inside?
No, just I don't plant a whole lot in here because it does get hot, you know. So, kind of use it for potting things and just coming in and hanging out, you know. One day I'll have maybe a granddaughter, and we'll have tea parties out here. But
Yeah.
for now, it's just me.
All right. Well, I know you've got a lot of work that has gone into this. It's very obvious that although it is a little, you know, little something everywhere,
Right.
it's not overgrown. It's certainly maintained. About how much time goes into keeping it looking as lovely as it does now?
A lot of hours. There's sometimes I'm out here from when the sun comes up, and I'm literally out here 10 o'clock at night. You know, it stays light till about 9:30. So a lot of days I'm out here all day. You know, I enjoy it. So
A piece of advice for someone that's just starting out, wanting to get into a little bit of sort of self-contained gardening. Is there anything that you would have, if I would have known this when I started 30 years ago, life would have been
Right.
easier? Anything you can suggest?
I think perennials are a good way to go because it gives you something that's a little bit established, and then you just kind of work from there. Annuals give you a little constant color, so so that's nice too. But you can spend a lot of money putting in annuals. I think that'd be my advice. Some ground cover, so you have some constant green, something going.
Well, I'm going to take her advice because she certainly looks like she knows what she's talking about. This is fantastic. We're so excited to have had a view into your beautiful yard, your beautiful gardens. Enjoy them all summer long.
I will. Thank you very much for coming.
Certainly. Excellent. My pleasure. We're going to wrap it up in the greenhouse. I can't think of a nicer place to be on a beautiful sunny day. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned. More good things to come. Thank you, Pamela.
Thank you.
in the lovely backyard of Steve and Cindy Randall's here on Elvin Street. And as every home in the Garden Walk has been unique and different and exciting, certainly this is no exception. We're very happy to have the opportunity to look at your beautiful gardens. Tell us a little bit about how long you've been here, how long you've been working on them, and also congratulations on being in the Garden Walk.
Thank you. We've been here 32 years. And we've been working on this for 32 years. There's been a lot of changes, major things. What?
Oh, the pond. We started with a pond. I mean, 32 years ago when we bought the house, there was nothing here. No deck, no
there was
nothing.
A sandbox
just
there.
a lawn.
That's
yeah.
it.
And a swing set that came off there, and as our kids outgrew that, she always wanted a pond, so I started with that, and then things just grew from there. And she just keeps growing things.
Yeah, continuously.
Growing is the operative word here. So sometimes we grow things because we think they look beautiful, and they do. Other times we grow things because we want to attract other things, which leads me to what we've got behind us, and that's your butterfly garden, just beyond the archway there. Tell us about that.
That is new this year. It was originally the Wizard of Oz. It was the yellow brick road, but that didn't work out so well. So our son, our youngest son, put this in for me. It was a brick walk, and so I am raising butterflies and trying to attract them, along with the birds and the fish. I like nature. We love nature. And out in the city, this is the closest you can get to it, I guess.
Yeah, that's right. Well, we are Garden City after all,
That's
so
correct.
we need to keep that going. Yeah. Well, let's walk a little bit, and I'm going to just point out a couple things that are of particular interest to me, and I'm sure you have all those little special loving touches, and feel free to discuss any of them as you go.
Okay.
I will also mention that I just love how you incorporate not just the greenery and the flowers, but things hanging on them and stuck in between and so on. So you've got a lot of what we call garden art too.
Yes.
So is that something that changes year to year? You add, you move around?
We usually add. Sometimes I take out if they're very old. I do a lot of painting, so which he complains about all the time, to keep them new and fresh. And but yeah, we add and we delete sometimes every year.
Good, good. Well, let's walk this way just a little bit. We'll look at some of these different things. So I know we're seeing a lot of really beautiful metal art and the bird feeders. That's wonderful. We have a pinwheel, and we're going to talk about the pond in a minute, but tell us a little bit about what your creation is over here.
This started as my butterfly garden at this end here, and then we incorporated it to go a little bit further because I enjoy the butterflies so much. These are dahlias, one of my favorite flowers, and pretty much everything here is all for butterflies and the birds.
Yeah, nice. What kind of a percentage do you have things that keep coming back or things that you have to put in every year?
Percentage-wise, probably 85% comes back every year.
Nice.
Yeah.
I learned what perennials were real quick. Yeah, annual perennials come back every year. I like those.
Yeah. Smart move. I like that. All right. Well, we hear the beautiful sound of your pond in the background, and so it kind of sounds like this was one of the focal points when you started to build your garden, so things are kind of growing around that as well. How hard is it to keep the pond, and how much maintenance is involved?
I've heard horror stories, but I have no problems. I have a system every year. I follow that system, and I pretty much have a very easy time of it. I don't have any difficulties very much.
We've changed over the years. We started with a filter in the pond, which was a lot more maintenance. You had to pull it out and clean it all the time. But now we've gone to a larger filter system behind the garage. It's hidden, and that keeps it pretty well clean. Yeah, and she does a great job. Yeah.
Well, the fish seem to like it, I think.
They love it.
They're enjoying it in there. Wow, you have some nice variety in there too.
I do, yes. We have a lot of koi, and some are just regular goldfish.
Okay.
A few of the bigger ones were given to me by a very dear friend, and she moved and she couldn't keep them.
Oh.
So we have those that we've had, what, 2 years now?
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
Some of them been in there for years.
Yeah, some
Yeah.
of them many years.
And they stay in there through the winter. Everybody always asks us, but it's about 4 foot deep in the middle under the waterfall, and they stay in there, and we keep a small air stone in there just to keep a bubbler going.
Just so there's a hole in the ice so they can breathe.
I see.
And that's
Just
it.
being Cold-blooded, their metabolism slows down, and they just eat algae when they need to, so they stay in there.
Very interesting. Let's kind of work our way around, and you have just a beautiful deck that I'm sure was a labor of love. And behind it, you have the garage. You've incorporated the garage into your whole motif here.
Well,
What's
my
about?
husband Steve is a very big fisherman, so we thought with the pond, I wanted to incorporate his personality into it too. Just a little. And I enjoy the fish also. So, yeah, this is our special area here.
Yes, it's close as I can get to living on a lake.
That's great.
We just can't fish in that pond.
Yeah.
No. Okay. Well, let's keep walking here, and it really does amaze me when people incorporate things into their gardens that they can use, because sometimes it just looks so perfect, and you think, oh, I don't want to touch that. It's beautiful. I don't want to mess with it, but sure looks like you really get to just kind of enjoy and relax in your own garden.
Very, very much so. And our neighbors do too. So we enjoy it very much.
When you decide to change a bed, expand a bed, move something around, is it as simple as just kind of carving out a different spot and moving rocks, or are you pretty well comfortable with the amount of flower bed area that you're working with right
I'm
now?
never comfortable with that. I think next year I might expand along the deck out a little bit, add a little bit of curve. Other than that, I'm pretty much happy with it. This year I'm very, very happy. Yeah.
That's an
But
occupational
we have 2
hazard.
dogs, so I have to leave room for them, and and they're good-sized dogs. So
Well, these are some good sized flowers. Oh my goodness. What's your secret? Let's walk over here.
you know, everybody
Look at
asks
these
me
cone
that,
flowers.
and I don't have a secret. I put them in. The only thing that happened, I originally started with a purple and a white. Then I added the green, I added yellow, I added the Cherokee, and all of a sudden they're all turning purple. We're not sure why, whether the bees are pollinating and what have you, but I do pretty much nothing. They come back, and I cut them down every fall, and they come back like this.
And the nice thing about these flowers, and I shared it at the garden walk, is we leave them up late into the fall, sometimes some of them into the winter, because the finch and the birds will eat on them. You know, so I mean, yeah, once they dry out, they will be all over these eating all winter long. You know, so I don't take them all down. Yeah.
Oh, very good. I can see. Yeah, that's fantastic. Moving back this way, I'm seeing again some nice variety. I like you've got the high, you've got the big ones, you've got the little ones, you've got a lot of variety here. And again, we've got some little bits of garden art here and there. Anything in particular you want to point out? I see some angels. You like the angels?
Angels are my favorite. I lost my dad about 12 years ago in August, and he had bought me my first angel. And so I like angels to be around me.
Sure.
They're good for your emotions.
Yeah, good for the soul, huh?
Good for the soul, and so is gardening.
I agree. Love it. Well, we're going to walk a little further. Would we actually call this a trellis?
Yes.
Okay, very nice. It's definitely something, and we'll let you two go ahead and start. This is definitely something that I've seen different takes on, but this is just spectacular. And I love how you have are they the dragonflies then? Okay, great. Here, come on around here so we can kind of talk about it while we get to have you answer some questions. In terms of deciding, exactly what you're going to put where, is this a joint decision typically, or does she just put you in the back with the vegetables and she makes these
I help her a lot
choices?
out here, but she makes these choices. And I'll tell you, everybody that came to the garden walk, there wasn't one person that came through that didn't ask me right away, what is this? And I can tell you it's a mandevillia.
Yes.
Yes. Yep.
And
we
I
put-
plant it there every year because
Yeah, it doesn't winter over. She
Okay.
teaches me all that stuff.
Wow, this one doesn't winter over, but it attracts the hummingbirds, and I love hummingbirds. So as you can see, there's feeders everywhere. But they do love this, and this grows very quickly. So I put it in first thing as soon as the frost is gone, and so it'll get up there and grow, and we can keep it up there well into November.
Yeah,
It's
eventually fill the whole arch.
So you've got a lot of color here
Yes.
most times of the year. That's fantastic. As we make our way to this wonderful little nook area as well, I'll have you come around here so we can talk a little bit about this. So I see some herbs, and I also see the beautiful garden sign, and you just got so much pretty color here. Yeah.
knickknacks that appeal to me, and if they appeal to me, I pick them up. And I enjoy them.
Yeah, very good. Let's talk a little bit about the vegetables, which you have on the other side of the garage. What have you got growing?
Oh, I have green beans, Brussels sprouts, cucumbers, beets, onions, tomatoes. Yeah, and I'm fortunate my neighbor lets me share his yard also, so I can expand it, and it's nice. And then the neighbor kitty quarter to us that butts up to it, she's put in a beautiful garden, so we eat our yard, like they say on the signs for Garden City Garden Club. I kept seeing those signs, and I want one of those signs, so Stacy brought me one the other day, so that's kind of nice. But there's nothing like fresh vegetables out of the garden, so, yep.
I heard somebody say not that long ago, when we used to eat breakfast, we'd bring a salt shaker and go into the garden and pick what we wanted and put salt on it, and that was our breakfast. That was a long time ago, of course, but you can kind of still do that nowadays, can't you?
I can go back there and pick fresh green beans most all the time and have fresh green beans. Yep, my grandkids come here and they just eat the cherry tomatoes like crazy. So, yep. So and it's amazing to me, those sunflowers over there. I started them by seed. And the leaves are this big now. And I was telling my neighbor, I said, it just amazes me still at my age that you put that little seed in the ground and it just grows, you know, so, yeah.
Well, the thing is, though, Steve, you put the seed in the ground, but you don't actually just forget about it. I'm sure you and people that do it right, that nurturing and all those wonderful things. Yeah, kind of like a child, huh? Kind of like a person. Wait, the garden or the child? I don't. Well, I think it's time to wrap up this interview. No, this is.
They're not going to be happy.
Oh no, I can tell that this whole garden is built with love, and I'm sure that love cascades all the way through. But the sunflowers themselves, they've got to be 5 feet tall already, and that really is a testament. You don't have to start with anything that's mature, and you don't have to spend a ton of money necessarily, even seeds, sharing seeds and so on. If you kind of can figure out what to do with them, you're going to get the results, and we're seeing some beautiful results today. So thank you so much, both of you. Congratulations again.
Thank you very much. I'm very pleased. Thank you.
It's been a pleasure. Good luck with the fishing season.
Thank you. Yeah, well.
We've got more to come. Beautiful gardens right here in Garden City. Stay with us. I told you what a beautiful, eclectic blend of gardens that we got to enjoy in this year's 2017 Garden City Garden Walk. Hope you feel inspired, hope you feel invigorated to try something different, try something new, and maybe to join the Garden Club. If you'd like more information, here's the website. It's gcgc.weebly.com. They also have a Facebook page. And again, if you'd like to see more of what this program had to offer, so much variety, so many things to take notes about, you can check us out on GCTV in HD, and so much more coming up for you. Stay tuned, enjoy, and happy gardening, Garden City. Here's the quote of the day: gardeners get to stay in their beds all day. I like the sound of that.